Hi, this is Janakreddy Dubbaka. See here, part 2 under semiconductors. So, this is under this section we are going to discuss about diodes. Here, PN junction diode and applications of diodes. See here, PN junction diode. A PN junction is a boundary or interface between two types of semiconductor materials, that is P type and N type, inside a single crystal of semiconductor. It is the basic building block of many semiconductor devices like diodes and transistors. This is the PN junction diode. Hence, here one P type and N type semiconductors are inside a single crystal. So here, in resistors, current can flow in two directions. But whereas in diodes, the current can be allowed only in one direction. So this is about circuit symbol of diode, and here diode can allow current only in one direction. See how the PN junction can be formed. See here, formation of PN junction. Consider a thin slice of P-type semiconductor. By adding a small quantity of pentavalent impurity, due to this pentavalent impurity, N-type semiconductor is formed. A part of P-type wafer can be converted into N-type. The wafer now contains P region and N region and an interface or boundary between PN region. See here, it is P-type semiconductor, here it is N-type semiconductor. See here, in only one crystal, one side we are crystallizing the P-type semiconductor, another side is N-type semiconductor. Therefore, this is the PN junction, this is the junction interface between P-type and N-type semiconductor. This is nothing but PN junction diode. See here, this is a P-type semiconductor. In P-type semiconductor, here majority carriers are holes. These are the immobile ions. These are known as trivalent atoms. In N-type semiconductors, electrons are majority carriers, and these atoms are known as pentavalent atom. See here, in N-type semiconductor, majority charge carriers are electrons, and the minority carriers are holes. Here holes I am not indicated, but here in P-type semiconductor, majority charge carriers are holes and minority charge carriers are electrons. This is the interface between P-type and N-type semiconductor. Due to concentration difference at this junction, holes and electrons diffuse across the junction. See here, in N-type semiconductor, majority carriers are electrons. Due to this concentration difference, electrons from N side diffuse into P side, and holes in the N side diffuse into N side. Here, this charge carriers diffusion takes place at the junction. When this electron diffuses into P-type semiconductor at this region, these electrons combine with the holes and recombine with the holes. This diffusion makes the region near the junction carrier free. This is known as a depletion layer. Due to this recombination, due to the electrons can diffuse from N side to P side, and holes are diffused from P side to N side. At this junction, there is a region, carrier free region is formed at this interface. This carrier free region is nothing but depletion region. See, this is a depletion region. See here, in N-type semiconductor, one electron is diffused from N side to P side. Here this atom becomes positive. This is the space charge carriers, positive space charge carrier. Here when hole is diffused from P type to N type, here immobile atoms becomes an negative ion. This is a negative charge. Due to this one, this is the region of carrier free space. This space is nothing but a depletion layer. In this depletion layer, here these positive space charge carriers due to n side, and this is negative space charge carriers towards p side. Due to this one, a positive charge appears in the depletion layer in n side of the junction, and a negative charge appears on p side. Now there is now space charge density in the depletion region, hence there is now electric field. Due to this electric field, a potential difference is developed across this junction. Therefore, at this depletion layer, electric field is developed. This electric field direction is from n to p side. Due to this electric field, a potential difference is established at the junction. See here. Positive charge will flow from high potential. See here, this is the electric field here. This electric field is linear. If charge density is uniform, that is for uniform doping, and then potential has a parabolic variation. See here. This is the depletion region. This is the interface between p-type and n-type semiconductor. Generally, here electric field E is equal to minus dV by dr. Here electric field is a linear function. Therefore, potential is a parabolic function. Therefore, the potential is like this. This is a parabolic function. Here is the negative charge, and this one is positive charge. Now, this height is nothing but potential difference delta V naught. But in most of the books, it is a linear function like this. So this is negative potential, and this one is positive. Therefore, this is a potential difference as a linear function. See, here is negative potential, and this one is positive potential, and this height is nothing but barrier potential. Barrier potential. See, here is negative potential. This is positive potential. In p-side semiconductor, holes are majority charge carriers, but holes having positive charge. This positive charge always flows from high potential to low potential. But here negative potential, and this one is positive potential. Therefore, positive charge carriers does not flow from p to n side due to this potential barrier. But in n-type semiconductor, majority charge carriers are electrons and minority charge carriers are holes. But holes is having positive charge. Therefore, positive charge carriers flows from high potential to low potential. Therefore, holes from n side flow from high potential to low potential. They can flow like this. Therefore, this potential barrier, this potential difference is the barrier for majority charge carriers. But for minority charge carriers, it is not for the barrier. Therefore, they can allow the minority charge carriers from n to p side or p to n side. Therefore, here due to majority charge carriers, here current will be developed from p to n side. This is nothing but diffusion current. But due to minority charge carriers that flows from n to p side, here this current is due to drift of minority charge carriers. Therefore, after some time, this diffusion current and drift current are same in magnitude and opposite direction. Therefore, resultant current should be 0. Therefore, it is in unbiased PN junction diode. Therefore, here when p-type and n-type semiconductors are crystallized in a same silicon crystal at the junction due to density difference of charge carriers, from n side majority charge carriers diffuse into p side and holes from p side diffuse into n side. Due to this diffusion at the interface, a charge carrier free space is developed. That charge carrier free space is nothing but depletion layer. Due to a positive space charge is developed due to n side and a negative space charge is developed towards p side. Due to this space charges, an electric field is developed. That electric field is from n side to p side. This is the electric field. Due to this electric field, a potential difference will be developed. This potential difference is nothing but barrier potential. See here, this barrier potential for silicon is 0.7 and for germanium is 0.3. This height is nothing but barrier potential. Therefore, this potential difference does not allow the majority charge carriers to pass through the junction. But whereas minority charge carriers can flow from n-type to p-type or p-type to n-type. This potential barrier allow the minority charge carriers and does not allow the majority charge carriers. Therefore, due to diffusion of majority charge carriers, here current will be developed. This diffusion current is from p to n side, and due to minority charge carriers, drifting of minority charge carriers, a current due to drift, I drift is from n-type to p-type. These two currents are equal in magnitude and opposite direction. Therefore, resultant current in unbiased PN junction is 0. This is about PN junction diode. Therefore, here is a depletion layer. At the depletion layer, a potential barrier is developed. That potential barrier for silicon is 0.7 and for germanium is 0.3. This is about PN junction diode. Next, see here, PN junction can be, here we can connected the PN junction diode in two different modes. One is in forward bias, another one is reverse bias. See here, PN junction under forward bias. When an external voltage is applied across the diode opposite to the inbuilt barrier potential VB, it is said to be forward bias. That is, forward bias means P side of the diode at higher potential with respect to N side of the diode as shown in the figure. To apply the forward bias, we connect P side to the positive terminal of the battery and N side to the negative terminal. As a result, the depletion layer means width decreases and barrier height is reduced as shown in the figure. The effective width under the forward bias is V0 minus V. See, here is the external battery. This is plus, here is minus. See here, the electric field is developed at this junction from N side to P side. This is the direction of electric field. But whereas your external battery, due to this external battery, we are applying the electric field opposite to this electric field. Therefore, the junction in PN junction diode forward bias means P is connected to high potential when compared to with respect to N side. Therefore, it is at high potential and this one is at low potential. When this is connected like this, high potential means here P is connected to positive terminal of the battery, high potential, and N side is connected to negative of the battery, then the PN junction is said to be in forward bias. Therefore, in forward bias, in p-type semiconductor, majority charge carriers are holes having positive charge, and it is connected to positive terminal of the battery. These positive charge carriers move towards the junction. But in n-type semiconductor, here electrons having negative charge, these electrons are repelled by the negative terminal of the external battery and these negative charge carriers move towards the junction. Therefore, when these charge carriers moving towards the junction, width of the depletion layer decreases, therefore barrier potential also decreases. This is a PN junction diode. See here, in PN junction diode, this is the width of the virgin unbiased mode. When this is connected to positive terminal and negative terminal, width decreases A dash B dash like this. This width is decreases. Therefore, here when PN junction diode is connected in forward bias, for ideal diodes, it acts as a closed switch. Therefore, for ideal diode, when it is connected, P side is at high potential, N side is at low potential, and it acts as a closed switch. See here, this is the AB width, this is the barrier potential. After that, barrier potential decreases. Therefore, this is the width of original width after P is connected to positive terminal, N is connected to negative terminal, and this width decreases and reduces the barrier potential. Therefore, in PN junction diode, forward bias means P is connected to high potential, N is connected to low potential, such that P side is connected to positive terminal of the external battery and N side is connected to the negative terminal of the external battery. Then the PN junction diode is said to be in forward bias. In forward bias, charge carriers are moving towards the junction. Therefore, the width of the depletion layer decreases, hence barrier potential decreases. This is about PN junction diode in forward bias. Next one, PN junction diode in reverse bias. See, in reverse bias, P-type semiconductor is connected or P-type semiconductor is connected to negative terminal of the battery and N is connected to positive terminal of the battery. Then here PN junction diode is said to be in reverse bias. Means here P is connected low potential with respect to N-type semiconductor. Here P is connected to negative terminal and this one is connected to positive terminal. Means low potential to high potential. Then PN junction diode is said to be in reverse bias. See here, in reverse bias, P is connected to negative terminal. Here holes having positive charge, these holes are attracted by the negative terminal, therefore move away from the junction. Here in N-type semiconductor, electrons having negative charge and it is connected to positive terminal, these electrons are attracted by the positive terminal, therefore electrons are moving away from the junction. Therefore, when these charge carriers are moving away from the junction, therefore width of the depletion, this is the initial width of the depletion layer, due to motion of the charge carriers away from the junction, therefore width of the depletion layer increases. Therefore width of the depletion layer increases, hence barrier potential also increases. Therefore, in PN junction diode, when it is connected in reverse biased, means P-type semiconductor is connected to negative terminal and N-type semiconductor is connected to positive terminal. In this case, charge carriers are moving away from the junction, therefore width of the depletion layer increases and barrier potential is increases. This is about PN junction diode in reverse bias. For ideal diode, if the diode is connected in reverse bias, it acts as a open switch. This act as a open switch. This broad side is P and a narrow side is N. Here P is connected to negative terminal and this one is positive terminal. This is nothing but anode and this is nothing but cathode. In this case, this diode acts as a open switch. This is about PN junction diode in reverse bias. Therefore, here the biasing of the PN junction diode is connected in two ways. One is forward bias, another one is reverse bias. In forward bias, P-type semiconductor is connected to high potential and N-type semiconductor is connected to low potential. In reverse bias, P-type semiconductor is connected to low potential and N-type semiconductor is connected to high potential. This is about PN junction diode, forward bias and reverse bias. See here, VI characteristics of diode means, here if you draw the graph between applied potential and current. Here this is for forward bias. Here forward bias current is in milliamperes. Why? Because it is a low resistance connection. And here this applied potential in reverse bias, it is a high resistance connection, therefore current is in microamperes. See here, this is the applied voltage. These are the forward bias characteristics, and this is about reverse bias characteristics. As the applied potential increases, here the current is 0 up to this point. After 0.6 volts, the current increases slightly and increases rapidly. Here in this case, up to here, the applied potential is less than the barrier potential. When it reaches to the barrier potential, after this current increases like this. This potential is nothing but knee voltage or threshold voltage. This is knee voltage. Therefore, this is the characteristics of means it is a relation between applied potential and current in forward bias. But in reverse bias, for applied potential slightly increases, here up to here the current is 0. Why? Because applied potential is less than knee voltage. But whereas here, due to slight change in applied potential, current increases like this. Why? Because this is due to minority charge carriers. Therefore, this due to the minority charge carriers, current increases. As the applied potential increases, at particular potential, current increases rapidly. This potential is nothing but breakdown voltage. This potential is nothing but at this potential, current increases rapidly. This potential is nothing but breakdown voltage. Here, breakdown voltage takes place in two ways. One is avalanche breakdown, and the second one is Zener breakdown. See here, this is in forward bias. In reverse bias, this is Zener breakdown, and this one is avalanche breakdown. See here, what is Zener breakdown and avalanche breakdown? See this one. First one, avalanche breakdown. Avalanche breakdown means if applied reverse voltage is high and depletion region is wide, then electrons may gain high speed, so that when it collides with the valency electrons, it knocks out and bonds are broken and the electron hole pairs are created. See, in reverse bias voltage, due to high reverse bias voltage, here the width of the depletion layer increases. Due to the increase in depletion layer, space charge carriers are increases. Here are the space charge carriers. Due to high space charge carriers, a strong electric field is developed across the junction. Due to this strong electric field, in the vicinity of this depletion region, electrons are accelerated. These electrons move with the maximum velocity and crosses the junction. In this n-type or a p-type semiconductor, there are covalent bond. If this fast moving electrons, when it is collide with the covalent bond in the silicon or germanium atom, there from this covalent bond, it knocks out one electron. Therefore, here electron hole pair is created. Due to this one, strong electric field is established due to the when applied potential in reverse bias mode is maximum, a strong electric field is developed. Due to this strong electric field, in the vicinity of this depletion layer, electrons are accelerated. due to this acceleration, electrons are moving with maximum speed and hit the covalent bond and knocks out one electron from the covalent bond. Their electron can be knock out from the bond and convert into free electron. Therefore, electron hole pairs are created. Like this, majority charge carriers are created, means more number of free electron hole pairs are created. Due to this one, current increases rapidly. This is one type of breakdown. This breakdown is nothing but avalanche breakdown. Next breakdown is nothing, Zener breakdown. So here heavily doped PN junctions have narrow depletion layer of the order of 10 to the power of minus 6 meters. When the reverse voltage across this junction is increased to the breakdown limit, a very strong electric field of the strength 3 into 10 to the power of 7 volt per meter is set up across the narrow layer. This electric field is strong enough to break or rupture the covalent bonds in the lattice and thereby generating electron hole pairs. This effect is called Zener effect. Here, in reverse bias mode, heavily doped. Heavily doped means the width of the depletion layer is narrow. Due to this narrow depletion layer, a strong electric field is created. This strong electric field ruptures the covalent bonds and it breaks the covalent bond. Due to this one, electron hole pair is created. Means here more number of free charge carriers are created. Due to this number of charge carriers, current increases rapidly. This is nothing but Zener breakdown. Another one is avalanche breakdown. Zener breakdown is mainly due to high electric field. This high electric field ruptures the covalent bond and it breaks the covalent bonds. Due to this one, more number of electron hole pairs are created. Due to this due to this one, more number of charge carriers, current increases rapidly. This is about Zener breakdown. Avalanche breakdown means here, due to high voltage of applied high reverse voltage, the depletion layer width increases. Due to this width of the depletion layer, here more space charge carriers are increases. Due to this one, a strong electric field is created at the junction. Due to this strong electric field in the vicinity of the depletion layer, electrons are accelerated. Due to this acceleration, electrons are moving with maximum velocity and hit the covalent bond. If it knockouts one electron from the covalent bond, here the electron can be converted into electron hole pair, and due to this more number of charge carriers, current increases rapidly. This is avalanche breakdowns. Therefore, here two types of breakdowns. One is Zener breakdown, another one is avalanche breakdowns. Here, for reverse voltage less than 4 volts, Zener effect is predominant. Greater than 6 volt, avalanche breakdown. If the reverse voltage is between 4 volt to 6 volt, both effects, avalanche and Zener effects, are predominant. Therefore, if the reverse voltage is less than 4 volts, Zener breakdown, and greater than 6 volts, avalanche breakdown. In between 4 and 6, both breakdowns, avalanche and Zener breakdown. This is about Zener and avalanche breakdown, and this is the VI characteristics for general diode. For example, VI characteristics of ideal diode. Ideal diode means in forward bias, resistance of the diode is 0, but whereas in reverse bias, resistance is infinity. Therefore, in forward bias, it acts as a closed switch. Therefore, here the current is like this, linear function. But whereas in reverse bias mode, this is ideal diode, it acts as a open switch. Therefore, current is 0. This is the VI characteristics for ideal diode. and this is about VI characteristics of general diode. This is in forward bias and this one is in reverse bias. In reverse bias, there are two breakdowns. One is Zener breakdown, another one is avalanche breakdown. If the reverse voltage is less than 4 volts, Zener breakdown, it is greater than 6 volts, avalanche breakdown, and in between 4 volts and 6 volts, both breakdowns occur. This is about VI characteristics of PN junction diode. So here, dynamic resistance of a junction diode. The current voltage curve of PN junction diode shows that current does not vary linearly with voltage. That is, Ohm's law is not obeyed. It is a non-linear device. See here, VI characteristics, it is a non-linear curve function. And here it is linear. This is for ideal diode. For general diode, non-linear. In this case, we define a quantity known as dynamic resistance of PN junction diode. Dynamic resistance of a diode is defined as ratio of small change in voltage to small change in current. Therefore, this dynamic resistance RD is equal to delta V by delta I. This is dynamic resistance. Therefore, the dynamic resistance is not constant. It depends on the operating voltage. This is about dynamic resistance. Next one important conclusion is here. The above discussion shows that PN junction diodes offers a very low resistance for the current to flow when forward bias, but a very high resistance when reverse bias. We can say that an ideal PN junction diode has zero forward bias resistance and infinite reverse bias resistance. It thus passes current only in one direction. Hence, an ideal PN junction diode has a unidirectional property. This property used for rectification of AC voltage. See here, in forward bias it is a low resistance connection. In reverse bias it is a high resistance connection. For ideal diodes, in forward bias resistance is 0, but whereas in reverse bias resistance is infinity. Therefore, PN junction diode has a unidirectional property. Due to this unidirectional property, here PN junction diode used as a rectifier. See here, PN junction diode as a rectifier. So here, rectifier means here this diode allows the current in only one direction. Due to this property, here we can convert AC into DC. Therefore, AC to DC conversion. This is nothing but rectifier. Therefore, here PN junction diode used as a rectifier. Here rectifiers are two types. One is half wave rectifier, another one is full wave rectifier. See, here it is half wave rectifier. Here is the transformer, primary circuit, and this one is secondary circuit. This secondary circuit is connected to only one diode, and this is the load resistance. Here, this is input fluctuating voltage. This is input AC is connected to primary circuit of the transformer. This is positive off cycle and this one is negative off cycle. Here, due to every off cycle, the polarity of this transformer changes. Means for this positive off cycle, this side is positive, this side is negative. Means here, this is the PN junction diode. Here it is P type and N type. This P type is connected to positive terminal and N type is connected to negative terminal. Therefore, high potential to low potential. Now, this is a forward bias. Now, this diode acts as a forward bias. Forward bias has a low resistance connection. Therefore, it conducts the current. For this positive off cycle, here we can collect this positive off cycle at the load resistance. For negative off cycle, this polarity changes. Now this becomes negative and it becomes positive. This p side is connected to negative and n side is connected to positive. Now this is in reverse bias condition. In reverse bias condition, it is a high resistance connection, therefore it does not conduct the current. For this negative off cycle, there is no current in the load resistance. Therefore, here this is the AC input AC. For this input AC, only positive off cycles are conducted through this diode. Therefore, here two direction, here only one direction. This only half of the cycle is converted into DC. Therefore, this is nothing but half wave rectifier. Half wave rectifier. This is input AC. This is the output voltage. Only one half cycle is converted into DC. This is nothing but half wave rectifier. In half wave rectifier, here we are using only one diode. Next, in this half wave rectifier, average current is equal to I naught by pi. I naught is nothing but maximum amplitude of current. This I naught, this is I naught, maximum current I naught by pi, and RMS current I naught by 2. Therefore, here efficiency of this half wave rectifier eta is equal to 0.406 by 1 plus R by RL. Here R is nothing but internal resistance of the diameter and RL is nothing but load resistance. Here ripple frequency is omega. This is about half wave rectifier. Next one, full wave rectifier. So here in full wave rectifier, this is the transformer. This transformer is nothing but centrally tapped transformer. And here two diodes are used. This is diode D1 and this diode is D2. Here this is a centrally tapped transformer and it is connected to earth. Therefore, this side always at zero potential. This is 0 volts or 0 volts. For this input AC, for positive off cycle, the polarity of the transformer, this is plus, here is negative. Here diode D1, this is P type and it is N type. Here plus and this one is 0. Therefore, high potential to low potential. This one is forward bias and this negative. This is 0. Therefore, low potential to high potential and this one is reverse biased. Therefore, for this positive off cycle, diode D1 is in forward bias. Diode D2 is in reverse bias. Therefore, D1 only conduct the current. Here we can collect the positive off cycle at the load resistance. But for negative off cycle, here polarity changes. This is negative, here becomes positive. Here negative to 0. Now this is becomes reverse bias and this becomes forward bias. Now D2 only conduct the current. Now this is negative off cycle. Therefore, in this rectifier, you are using two diodes. For one half cycle, one diode is in forward, means D1 is in forward, D2 is in reverse bias. Therefore, current conduction takes place through D1. But whereas in negative off cycle, D1 is in reverse bias, D2 is in forward bias. Therefore, your D2 will conduct the current and D1 does not conduct the current. Therefore, in this type of rectifier, total full wave is converted into DC. Therefore, this is nothing but a full wave rectifier. See here is A and this is B and this is the input wave at A, this is input wave at B, and at load resistance entire positive off cycle and negative off cycles are converted and this is DC. Therefore, total input AC is converted into DC. This is nothing but a full wave rectifier. See, in this full wave rectifier, average current is 2I naught by pi and RMS current is I naught by root 2 and efficiency 0.812 1 plus R by RL. R is nothing but internal resistance of the diode. RL is load resistance. Here ripple frequency is 2 omega. Therefore, ripple frequency for full wave rectifier is double than the half wave rectifier. This is about full wave rectifier and half wave rectifier. Next one. Special purpose of PN junction diode. See here, in this number 1, GNR diode. GNR diode is a heavily doped diode, and it is generally operated in reverse bias mode. Reverse bias mode. In forward bias, it acts as a ordinary diode. So GNR diode is a heavily doped diode, and it is operated only in reverse bias mode. If it is operated in forward bias, it acts as a ordinary diode. So here the ordinary diode, this is the circuit symbol for ordinary diode. This is P type and this is N type. But whereas Zener diode, this is the circuit symbol for Zener diode. Zener diode. See here, this is a forward characteristics. But whereas in reverse characteristics, here a breakdown occurs at some potential, that is nothing but breakdown voltage. Here this breakdown may be in two types. One is Zener breakdown, therefore voltage is Zener voltage, and IZ is Zener current, and avalanche breakdown, avalanche voltage. It is a voltage regulating device based upon the phenomena of avalanche breakdown in reverse biased PN junction diode. See here, when reverse bias voltage is increased, there is an abrupt rise in reverse saturation current. When the reverse bias voltage reaches a certain value known as breakdown or Zener voltage, thus in this region, the curve, the voltage across the diode remains constant for very large range of currents. We can use this region for the purpose of voltage stabilizer or regulate a predetermined value. This is nothing but Zener diode. See here, in this reverse bias mode, if the reverse bias voltage increases after certain voltage, the current increases rapidly but potential is constant. Therefore, this potential is nothing but Zener potential. Generally, it is used to regulate the input voltage. And here is the circuit symbol for Zener diode, and the Zener diode, it is connected in the circuit like this. Here is a series for see here. This is the input voltage. This is load resistance RL. Here is the current I. This is IZ. Current passing through load resistance is IL. This is the input voltage. Here the potential difference is VZ. Here P side is connected to negative and the N side is connected to positive. Therefore, this is in reverse bias. Therefore, Zener diode always connected in reverse bias. If the input voltage Vi less than Vz, the diode is in off state. Means in this case, diode does not work. If input voltage greater than Zener diode, diode is in on state. Therefore, as the external potential increases in reverse bias, at a particular potential, here breakdown occurs. In that breakdown, potential across this Zener diode is constant. This is constant potential Vz. Here is a load resistance. Means one device. It is connected parallel to this one. Therefore, here is the potential difference Vz. Here is the potential difference Vz. Potential difference is Vz. For example, this device works safely up to 10 volts. If the voltage across this device is greater than 10 volts, this device can be damaged. For that one, we are selecting the GNR diode and which is having GNR potential 10 volts. Therefore, at this 10 volts breakdown occurs, potential constant. Here is the 10 volts, here also 10 volts. For example, input voltage is 30 volts. Input voltage 30. For this 30 volts, when this input voltage reaches to 10 volts, here breakdown occurs. Here 10 volts, here also 10 volts. But what about remaining 20 volts? Therefore, in this device always operated with 10 volts. Here also 10 volts. Where breakdown occurs at 10 volts. But this remaining 10 volts should be dropped at particular resistance. That is the reason here we are connecting a series resistance. Series resistance. Therefore, this 20 volts can be dropped at this series resistance. Therefore, at output circuit, here we can maintain always a constant potential. Means if the input potential is regulating, but output potential is constant. Therefore, this is the functioning of voltage. GNR diode act as a voltage stabilizer. Therefore, across this potential is known as Vs. This Vs means Rs is to bear extra voltage available in the circuit. This Vs you have to choose like this. Vs is equal to V input maximum minus Vz. V input maximum minus Vz. Therefore, here is the current passing through this one. Therefore, current I is equal to IL plus Iz. This is a GNR diode act as a voltage regulator. See here. Here there are different cases. First one, consider GNR diode operated in breakdown region. In breakdown region, output voltage is equal to GNR voltage. In that case, total current, this is nothing but current through series resistance, or I is equal to Iz plus IL. Iz plus IL. Here I am taking case 1. Let Vi and RL are fixed. Vi and RL are fixed. It means your input voltage does not variable, and the load resistance also not variable. These two are fixed. In that case, current passing through series resistance is equal to input voltage minus GNR voltage by series resistance. Here, input voltage is fixed, Vz is fixed, Rs is fixed. Therefore, this current passing through series resistance also fixed. Next, IL is equal to V0 by RL. Here V0 is equal to Vz by RL. Here Vz is fixed, RL is fixed, this one also fixed. Then Iz is equal to, from this, Is minus IL. Therefore, Is fixed, IL fixed, therefore Iz also fixed. This is case 1. So here is a no space. I am reviewing this one. Note down. This is a case 1. Next we can move to case 2. Here case 2. Case 2. Let Vi is variable and RL is fixed. Vi is variable and RL is fixed. For this I am drawing the circuit here. This is the input voltage, it is variable, and this is RL, this is RS, here is IS, and this is IZ, and this is IL, here is VZ, here also VZ. See, first of all, IL is equal to V0 by RL. Therefore, V0 means Vz by RL. Therefore, Vz is fixed, RL is fixed. Therefore, this one is fixed. Is is equal to Vi minus Vz by Rs. But here Vs is variable. Therefore, Is also variable. Is variables means there is a maximum and minimum current. Therefore, I minimum is equal to Vi minimum minus Vz by Rs. I maximum is equal to Vi maximum minus Vz by Rs. Next, Iz is equal to Is minus IL. But Is is variable, Iz also variable. Therefore, Iz minimum is equal to Is minimum minus IL. Iz maximum is equal to Is maximum minus IL. This is Vi is variable and RL is fixed. See here, if input voltage is increased, Is also increased, therefore Iz also increased. If input voltage decreases, current through series resistance also decreases and current through Zener diode also decreases. This is the case 2. Note down, this is case 2. Now we can move to case 3. See, I am removing this one. Now case 3. In case 3, let Vi is fixed and RL is variable. Therefore, Is is equal to Vi minus Vz by Rs. Here Vi fixed, Vz also fixed, Rs also fixed, therefore Is also fixed. IL is equal to V0 by RL. RL is variable, therefore IL also variable. Therefore, IL minimum is equal to V0 by, here is a denominator, this is maximum, IL is minimum, therefore RL maximum, like that. IL maximum is equal to VZ by RL minimum. Next, IZ minimum is equal to IS minus, IZ is minimum, IS minus IL. If it is maximum, therefore this is minimum. Therefore this is IL maximum. IZ maximum is equal to IS minus IL minimum. Therefore here when RL changes, IL also changes, IZ also changes. When IL changes, that is IL minimum means current through load resistance, current through load resistance, minimum current, maximum current, current through Zener diode minimum and maximum. See here, as RL increases, IL decreases, therefore IZ increases. Here RL decreases, IL increases, therefore IZ decreases. Like this depends upon input voltage and load resistance. We can get always output voltage is constant, but the current passing through load resistance and Zener diode varies. Therefore when current is passing, here varies means there is a maximum current passing through Zener diode. In that case IL is maximum, and so minimum current. Maximum current is passing through Zener diode. In that case current passing through load resistance is minimum. These are the three cases in that Zener diode act as a voltage regulator. Thank you. With this we finished PN junction diode and its application.